All right, family, we are live. We are live. We are live with a hot topic. We are talking about Keke Palmer's situation. Her boyfriend came out and was talking about the dress and talking about her being a mom. And I mean, people are going in on Twitter. They going in on Facebook right now. So we wanted to have a dialogue about this situation. Now I tried to have more brothers on. Only the sister showed up. So maybe we can have some brothers that can join on later on by clicking the link. There's a link that you all will be able to click. While we're doing this, let me make sure that we're live on my YouTube. Okay, so we are live on YouTube. Let me make sure we're live on Facebook. Make sure we live on Facebook. If y'all can hear me in the comment section, put Keke. Put Keke in the comment section if y'all can hear me. Don't look like we live on my Facebook for some reason. Dang, why is it not live on the Facebook? Wow. Okay. No problem. If y'all can hear me in the comment section, let me know. All right, now we got Sister Tamora that done came in. All right, hopefully, let me go to guests. Let me get her in there. Sister Tamora. All right. All right. So everybody can hear me. Now, if you all would like to join, I'm going to give y'all a link that y'all can go to a little bit later to be able to join. Now, before we get started here, we want to go look at some of the tweets. We're going to first check out the first tweet here. Now y'all on camera now. Y'all got to let me bring on Sister Tamora on here. Boom. All right. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about, and let everybody give their feedback. Now, Brother Cam, he is trying to get his audio together. We're going to start off with Sister Coco in here tonight. The first tweet that we have is, "It's the outfit, though. You a mom." What is your thoughts on his first tweet that he put up right here?
It's the outfit though, your mom. Okay, wow. Um, so I'll just say he's. My first thought was, if you have an issue with what she's wearing, right? We don't know the circumstances of if they were together, she left the house and he said something to her. Scratch all that to the side, right? I do not believe that you should speak to condemning your spouse publicly. And for him to say that, on social media, that was just out of order and out of pocket. He could have definitely took that. He could have said something to her, privately. Um, but yeah, that's what I think of that particular tweet.
Okay. Sister Heckova, what's your thoughts?
Um, I agree with Sister Coco. Um, that is definitely not the place on social media to say something about it, but also he knew the way that she dressed before he had a baby with her. And so just because a woman has a baby does not mean it's going to automatically make her change the way that she acts, change the way that she dresses, change the way that she conducts herself. Unfortunately, um, for some women it might click like that, but you dealing with women in the world, and so if you wanted a woman who dressed differently, then you should have had a baby with a different woman at the end of the day.
So what if he wanted what if he felt like yeah, I knew how you was dressing before me, but now you with me, I don't want you dressing like that.
You can't change somebody. Like if you just that's like a woman thinking that she can change a man because of X. Like you can't change anybody. Like they have to want that. Period. That is at the end of the day, it's her it's her body, it's her choice. I mean, are they married or is this her boyfriend or the father of her child?
Now that's deep. Now, does that matter? Does that matter in this situation?
I would say, yeah. I mean, because you haven't made me yours. We have a child together, but I'm not your wife. I'm not up under you. Like, I'm not. You're not held responsible for me. So you can't tell me what to do.
Now, what if he say, "Well, you was up under me in that bed. That now you don't want to be up under me."
I mean, but hey, it is what it is. But that's what you sought after. You weren't seeking after making me your wife. You were seeking after getting my body, and that's what you got. Now you got a baby. But if you want more access to me, then unfortunately you're gonna have to put a ring on it, and that's just what it is.
Okay, okay, Sister Alexia, what's your thoughts?
I think Sister Coco and Sister Heckova broke it down, but I do think that the conversation should have been had in the beginning of their relationship to determine the type of submission that he wanted from her. So if he knew that she was dressing like this before they got together, then why would he expect anything different? Because she's presenting who she is in the beginning. So, like Sister Heckova said, you can't change someone. They have to want to change for themselves. And if you don't think it's anything wrong with what you're doing, you're not going to change. So she obviously didn't think it was anything wrong with what she was doing. So that's
Okay.
why she went out there like that.
Okay. Now, in response to I think what you guys said, he got another tweet that says, "We live in a generation where a man." Hold on, let me see who this is. Okay, brother King Cam. Brother King Cam. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this here together. My bad. We can't hear y'all yet. All right, we gonna. All right, you gotta. We doing this with the flow. All right, that's brother King Cam, and then we got one more. Cisco.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you. Okay, now Sister Heckova, you're still muted though.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, so this second tweet is from him now. We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. All right. So Brother King Cam, what's your thoughts? We done heard from the sisters, so what's your thoughts?
Man, I have a lot of thoughts. If it's just dealing with his particular tweet, I think he has a right. I think he has a right to feel the way that he feels when it comes to representation for his family. I think that's important. I think it's actually a good thing that he even acknowledged the fact that it is representation on the family end. So I think that's important. But also if there was nothing established prior to this situation, if there was no boundaries established prior to this situation, then it's going to be kind of difficult for him to get upset when it comes to what she's wearing. As Sister Mecca mentioned, if she wasn't dressing modestly or conservatively before when you first met her, I don't know why he would expect her to do the same now after they had the baby. So it's so many different pieces to this whole situation. I want to expound on it a little bit later on.
All right, sister Coco, what's your thoughts on this on his tweet right here?
Okay. Um, like he said, like Brother Cam said, he absolutely can feel that way, as a person, well, somebody that's in a relationship, and you would want your spouse does reflect you, right? So he absolutely can feel that type of way, but again, for him to publicly address it was my issue. Like, he's right. He's totally right about that, though. No man in his right mind would want a woman And again, he's not. It's not his wife, but no man in his right man mind would probably want his woman, with her body on display like that. Like, it's just, she shouldn't want her body on display like that, especially being in a relationship. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Okay, sister Mecca, what's your thoughts on his tweet? This tweet that we got up.
I mean, if that's his wife, then most definitely I can see his point. He made if that is his wife, she's his, right? But at the same time, you wasn't caring about representation before. You weren't caring about the representation before she had a baby. You can't just change somebody. You can't. I understand. I get it. But I mean, look, she make her own money. And so it's gonna be hard to try to control a woman who make her own money. Who was rich before you came into the picture. So it's gonna be hard. You can't. The minister said that you can't protect a woman that you can't control, and in a sense, it's like he's trying to protect her, but he can't. He can't protect her. I mean, she. I don't know her personally, but she comes off as like a woman who's like independent.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So if you with a woman that's independent, what do you expect? You can't tell her nothing. I did this by myself, before you came into the picture. So
Man, that's deep. That's something to think about. Do y'all think it's very hard to be with a woman who is successful and got a lot of fame and got a lot of money before you came in the picture? Do y'all think that will make it harder for her to be submissive?
Absolutely.
It depends.
It depends on who she is.
Mm. Okay, break it down now. Somebody come on with it.
I'm gonna say it
It
makes. I
depends.
think it would make it difficult because usually as a woman, you're looking, and no men aren't, you know, solely to be financially provided, right? But women do look for the man to be the provider, of the family. The man is usually bringing home the bacon, right? And she's at home and she's gonna cook it, right? But I think that it would make it difficult for her because she's the one bringing home the bacon. She's the one that's cooking, like, you know what I'm saying. So she doesn't have that man to look to. She's already doing it, so it's really no need for her to or she may feel there's really no need for her to follow his lead or be the provider, like, because she's the provider.
Mm.
But it's a respect thing though.
Absolutely, it should be a respect thing. It should be
mhm.
a respect thing, but that's not always the case.
But that's the problem. It was supposed to be the case. That's why he in the situation that he in because he didn't establish the authority in his household. And
Hmm.
that's really what is boiling down to because people
Mhm.
keep bringing up the fact, well, were they married, were they not married, and
Right.
somebody mentioned the fact when you become married you establish that authority in your household. So that's number one.
Yes.
But even if they wasn't married, the fact that she went out the house like that and did what she went and then was serenaded by Usher and she enjoyed it says a
Hmm.
lot about what she thought he would feel when seeing it. You see, because it's one thing if they and this is a thing that we didn't really you don't really know on the internet. Do they live together? Do they not live together? Because if he
Yeah.
saw her going out the house like that, then he can't. How you even make the tweet then? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
if you already seen her going out the house, maybe she left before you got home or something. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of it's a lot of in between that we don't really know to kind of see where he coming from. But obviously he couldn't have seen her before she left out the house. That's why he said what he said. So with that being said, it has to be okay. So is there a misunderstanding on y'all part? Are they on bad terms? It's so many different aspects to this. I just want to throw that in there though.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Get some pushback as well,
Go
if
ahead.
possible. Um, I definitely agree with a lot that's being said, but I also understand that we kind of holding them to our standards to a degree.
Hmm.
Especially Sister Mecca stated, that she's not married, so she can basically do whatever she want to do. But that's kind of the standard in the nation, because if you're not married, you technically not in a relationship, because we have a courting system. I know most brothers and sisters, who are not in the nation, they don't necessarily abide by that. They date, they have relationships, they have sex outside of marriage. That's just what they do. That's the culture. You know, I've done it before I joined the nation. But so like even if I wasn't a Muslim in the Nation of Islam, um, I feel that if we agree to be in a relationship, I'm your guy, you my girl. We agree to this, and we have aspirations on getting married. In my opinion, you still can't do what you want to do. I feel like if you're gonna do whatever you want to do until you get married, then it's just best not we don't even talk at all. That's just my mentality of it. That's the way I look at it, because I'm not gonna do whatever I want. So if you feel like you're gonna do whatever you want to do, then go do that over there. You know,
And
I want to throw something at you now. Now,
go ahead.
not you, but the minister, speaking to the sister when they talked about being married, right? And he said that during a lecture, how many of y'all are married? And all of them raised their hand. And he said you shouldn't be raising your hand, because technically you're not married, because you have not become one. So yes, we got the paperwork per se, but is it the paperwork itself that makes you respect me, or is it the commitment? Because many people can sign up. I mean, people sign the paper, shoot, to get a green card to be able to come over here. So when we throw that in, well, is it, did he put a ring on it, or, are they married yet? Yeah, we know that's the ultimate decision. That's what we want to get to. But if you are committed to me, shoot, that some of those rules start to get into effect, especially if we already having, and especially if we done already had a baby now.
Right.
absolutely. And that's the and
That,
that's where I was talking about establishing the authority. Because whether we married or not, whether we in the nation or not, there's a level of respect you would have for me as the father for your child, and as your boyfriend. So, I know a lot of people who are not in the nation, who are in relationships. And even myself, before joining the nation, it's still that level of respect. So we have to really look at the dynamic of their relationship, which we don't really know. Because again, we don't know if they were estranged up until this point, like they wasn't living together or whatever the case may be. And then he may had a baby, or he may be at home and he see this on social media, or somebody sent it to him or whatever. And then he like, well, dang, like that's you still the mother of my child. Like, why you going outside looking like that? That's almost the vibe I got from it. It's almost like they was already beefing. She go outside to make him mad anyway. So she wear that because she know he gonna say something. Then he give her the reaction that she was planning on trying to get anyway, and that's where it come from. Cause he look at her like, dang, so this how you playing it? Like you a mom. That's what it sound like. It sound like the old, okay, so we was beefing, and then you go outside, and now you gonna dress like this, and you with Usher, so you just making it a big thing, and you a whole mom out here. So now it's the whole my family thing when they were beefing from Jump Street anyway. I'm telling you that's what it is. I'm telling
And
you that's what it
but,
is.
but,
and
but
can I say, I think
all,
that's very petty. I think that's very petty. I think that's petty,
but,
and that brings me to somebody commented. Let me see. I think, okay, it says Divine in Nature LLC. Shout out to you. But you said, I think she embarrassed him in public, so he addressed it in public. I do not think that that makes it okay, right? And that's what I mean. It would be petty if I go and do something, and my man feels embarrassed behind that, and so now that does not give him the audacity. I mean, that does not give him the right to go and embarrass me. No, we take that behind, in private, and we discuss it. We don't. You don't. It ain't no tit for tat thing. Like we don't. We shouldn't do that to each other. So that's just my thought about that.
Can I say something real
I
quick?
want to, yeah, I'll go after you, Mecca.
I'm sorry. But y'all also know that she did, like, when he got with her, he also got with her career.
Mm.
And
Right.
so
Yep.
you also find that as an entertainer, she may not have even known what she was going to wear because their outfits are backstage. They're
Mhm.
not taking their outfits home. She might have not have even known that she was going to wear that. Now, whether or not she knew she was going to get serenaded, I don't know. But she might not have known that that was going to be her outfit. So
What
that should
is
also be kept in mind.
what is serenade? What you serenaded? Surrogate? What is that?
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No
Hey,
bullshit.
hey, let me say this right quick. But let me say this though.
No,
You
wait.
know, cause
I'm serious. I don't know what that word mean.
serenade.
Serenading.
Yeah, what that
Let's
mean?
Google it. Basically, let me see. Let me see. I'll give you Google definition. It says to entertain someone. Let's see. A complimentary vocal or instrumental performance, especially one giving outdoors at night for a woman being courted. So, a complimentary vocal or instrumental performance.
Mm.
So, the way he was, singing to her and that's serenading.
Yeah, there goes my bed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was too much.
Right.
Okay, go ahead,
So,
brother Malcolm. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
sister Heckova, were you done?
Yeah, I was done.
Okay, go ahead, brother Malcolm.
yeah, no, I was gonna say, although that is a good point to me, I think she still at the end of the day had a choice on what she wanted to wear, because can't nobody just make you just go out there and wear with your behind out like that without you being okay with that, and so another thing as well is, I just feel like again, not holding them to our standards, but to the standards that they, already practice culturally. And I just and I've been there. And I would just say, I just feel like, yeah, that's Usher. I'm not necessarily thinking that anything could probably happen from it, but at the end of the day, like I don't think no man wants another man touching on his woman. That's just how I
Mm.
see it. They all up on each other, and he's singing all in their face. They rubbing and touching like, I don't know. It's just not a good look to me. I don't think he should have said anything on social media, but it just, I don't know. It just wouldn't sit right with me either.
Let's pass it over to sister.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit.
Is that King Count doing that?
That is that is me. Oh yeah. I just
Let,
wanted to see if it was working, boy. All that capping, all that.
Oh,
No,
well, but what
see,
part was kept though? What part was kept?
bro, bro. Because number one, like I said, he did it. He did it out of the fact that they was already beefing. See, we gotta see, we
Well,
gotta look
how you
in
know
between the
that?
How you
lines
know
Cam,
here.
that?
Cam done made up a
How
whole
you know
How
that?
scenario.
you
He
know
don't even know.
that?
Right.
You don't know that.
I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. It's like hood telepathy.
Let's go to sister.
You got
Let's
it,
go to
bro.
sister tomorrow. Go ahead, sister tomorrow.
I'm like just not coming in. What was the question, sir?
Well, we going we looking at his tweet here. If you can see this
Uh-huh.
tweet, we live in a generation where let me change brother Malcolm for you. We live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. So what's your thoughts on his response
So
to everybody?
my thought is because I was earlier when I was discussing this with the sisters. My thought was, well, he's absolutely right. But I'm thinking now, like when you got with her, this is what how she was. But he's absolutely right, though. Um, he's absolutely right. There when you present yourself in public like that. You're actually representing him, and you're actually representing your family as well. And so for him to be upset about that, he's absolutely right. He has a right to be upset about that. So, but at the same time, when you met her, she was already dressing like that. So you just can't come back and say, um, well, you got to stop dressing like that. The real issue is, and Sister Konisa said this, I think it's the issue with Usher.
Mm.
Um, so he can't just come out and try to be traditional now when you were modern, when you was posting her twerking and things of that nature. You can't come back now and say, well, I want you to dress this certain way. So if it was me, that would never happen. But with her, I think it's an Usher issue, honestly. Honestly.
Yeah,
Well,
I
y'all
think.
remember what Usher said? He said, "Don't leave your girl around me, true player for real. Ask my nigga for."
So let
somebody,
me
Y'all,
let me ask this.
somebody in the comments said y'all steady trying to make it about Usher. We gonna get to that piece. Now this is what I think. I think
Right.
there's they both are wrong. I think
Right.
one he has pictures of himself recently posted of his shirt off. And I think he got to lead by example on that. If you don't want her posting like that,
Mm-hmm.
you don't do it. But then, like you said, he has posted her himself,
Mm-hmm.
putting it out there, her twerking and,
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature. So you can't be the one who put that out, and then when she goes out, now she's alone. You got a problem with it. I do think it's
Mm-hmm.
based on those facts. That's why I think it's about Usher as well. The fact that
Mm-hmm.
she's doing that with Usher, but I don't think that's a problem either. Like if that's his thing, again, we can't hold them to our
Right.
standards. So if that's your thing, you don't mind your woman being out there, cool. That's y'all business. But if that's the case, that doesn't justify you now being able to do that with another man, though. She
Right.
she extended the hug. You know what I mean? The type of songs
Mm-hmm.
that he's singing, all that type of stuff plays into that. And I
But
don't think that got nothing to do with no insecurities.
right.
Yeah, I don't think that got nothing. I seen a lot of people saying, "Oh,
But
he just insecure and because of what Sierra husband was doing." I don't give a damn what no other man what was doing. Go be with
right.
him then. If you want,
But
Right.
but
if that's the type of response you want. So if I don't
but,
mind you dressing like this, that doesn't give you justification to go out and what's the name. But as on his
right.
side, he can't be posting naked either though. Thirst trapping.
Right. But I got
Mhm.
to make this point, brother Ben. It's like when, and women do this when they have babies. After they heal up from having babies, they want to see if they still got it. So they gonna
Mm.
go out in public and and see and get the attention from other men. And in this case, she wasn't even thinking about the fact that her boyfriend is at home with their child while she's out at a Usher concert. And the fact that she smiled at him and bent over slightly, she wanted that attention. So we got to look at that. We just really got to look at that.
Sister Alexia.
Yeah, so I read this quote that said, "A woman who doesn't want to submit to a man has never been with a real man." So any woman is willing to submit if she's with the right person. So then it goes
Mhm.
back to, is she with the right person if they're together at all? And
Mm.
also, the nature of a man wants a submissive and modest dressed woman. There was a
That's right.
study that was done on men where the part of the brain that lit up when they saw women who weren't dressed properly or covered properly was the same part of the brain that registered as tools and supplies. So they didn't even look at the women as women, so it just goes back to the nature of a man. They want modest looking women.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead, brother King. Can you want to add to that?
Well, I just want to draw a line in the sand if I can. I want to draw a line in the sand because everybody here, family is trying to be diplomatic, right? Everybody trying to give both sides. Brother Ben talking about he see this and see that on both sides. I'm gonna let y'all know, brothers. I'm standing with y'all right now. All right.
Right.
She was out of pocket and out of line. She was out of pocket and out of line. Now, even if they was
Yes,
beefing
sir.
based on my theory, even if they was beefing, she was still out of pocket and out of line for that.
He
So
said they
we
was
got to think
beefing.
about we got to think about
You don't
though
know that.
how this pettiness affects not just herself, because it's not just some random, in the hood that's doing this though. This is Keke Palmer, who has influence on millions of young women who look up to her, who've seen her in Aquila and the Bee. This a long way from Aquila and the Bee now.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Right. So all of the sisters that seen her in Aquila and the Bee, that's seeing her right now, is like, okay, this a whole different situation. So we really got to talk about when these women, because it's not just Kiki, but you got Megan, you have
Janae.
Janelle Monet, right? All of
Yes,
these
sir.
influential, powerful black women who are talented, gifted, intellectual, and are out here putting out these images that are also influencing the young women. So I had to stand with the brothers though, because she was just out of pocket, and I just want to let y'all know that's the side of the fence that I'm on for the rest of the evening. Just let
Was
y'all know
was
that.
was he out of pocket for doing it publicly?
I ain't don't even know what you're talking about. I ain't seen his post.
You seen his post.
What?
I ain't seen his post. I'm being honest. I haven't seen his
No,
post.
So how you haven't
no.
seen his post when that was the first thing I had on the thing right here?
He said
You
you're a
don't see this?
mom.
You don't see
Hold on.
this?
I
You
see
see
Usher
this?
and homegirl.
You don't see
I
his
see.
tweet?
No. Do y'all see it?
Cam tripping. Cam over here. Now you need to play the that's cap sound
Cam, you
again.
don't
Stop
see
the
the fact that
cap.
did you see the way
Yeah,
that did you see the
No.
yeah,
way
This
that
is.
Usher
I see
looked at her?
Darius Harden. I see his tweet. This is his tweet. I
yeah,
see him and her at the bottom of the screen, and then
yeah.
the last one was Kiki and Usher on stage. I don't see no picture
So
of
you
him.
don't so you don't see the words, huh? You don't see them words on the screen.
You know dang on well he see them words trying to act
Cam
like
on
he
here.
don't.
Cam on here playing, man. Get on
This is my
somewhere.
fam. I'm dead serious. I'm for real.
Well,
Look, I
somebody
can't
read it
speak to
to him.
nothing I don't know about. So
you so you can't
Darius,
you
Oh,
can't see
look,
that. So you
look.
can't see that
Cam, you got
tweet.
your glasses on, Cam.
yeah, we live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others, and he gets told how much of a hater he is. That's what I'm looking at. Am I looking at a different screen?
Yeah.
Go
So
back.
that's
Go
so
back.
okay. So
But
you
Cam,
see
but did
that
he say?
tweet.
But
So if
Cam,
you can see
did he
that
say that
tweet,
to her before though? But
and
did
do
he
you
say
see this
that to her
tweet?
before?
Yes, it's the outfit though. You a mom.
Yeah. Should he have
Right.
done this
That's what.
Yeah.
publicly?
Oh, you said. Oh, okay. I thought you said he had a post out where he was like dressing. You know what I'm saying?
No,
He ain't
I
had no shirt
didn't.
on or
Nah,
something.
he do got that.
Oh,
I just didn't put it on the screen.
oh, okay. That's what I'm like. I don't see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
these tweets, should he have addressed her, like talked about her publicly is what I'm saying.
No, no, he shouldn't have never did it public because it make him look. It make him, even if he didn't have no authority. Now we know he don't have no authority because he went to social media with it. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Right.
So now everybody looking at him like, bro, like, why your girl out here got you looking crazy? If he would have just seen it, peeped it, and then would have addressed her when she got back, then he could have handled it. But once he jumped out here like that, they like, oh, you really ain't got no pull in your heart. That you a roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like she run that over there. He messed up when he went public with it.
Now, this is the piece I want to point out for y'all. Okay. Now we see this tweet here. This is a tweet from 2 days ago. Now, what came to my mind is what is love, right? Love is duty now. Now she says, not trying to be that person, but I love my man. Now y'all who saying, well, he no, they not married and they not did that. Okay, well if she love him and love is duty, if he wants this as a representation, should this be what she does out of if she loves him?
Yes. That's why I said. That's why I said if a woman truly values her man, married or not,
Right.
person, whoever she's with, if she truly values and respects him, then she's gonna take into consideration what he's saying. That's a man, and a man have a
Mm-hmm.
certain viewpoint,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to respect that. Like if you truly love him, you want to respect that, and again, take into consideration what he's saying. So only a woman that's not in line with what you're saying, she gonna be giving you, backlash and not want to follow suit or submit, as y'all say, or obey, as y'all say, whatever word y'all want to say. A woman that's not in line, she's not going to submit to that with you. So
Okay, but
Right.
the question is, does she love him more than her career? Because y'all have to. understand what her career is and what it entails.
Mm.
So
Right.
she can love her man, but does that mean that she willing to give up money? Does that mean she
Mm.
willing to give up her career for him?
When you say,
The-
well, Mecca, I want you to kind of expand on that because why you keep bringing up the career, her career
Because
thing.
part that
Okay.
that y'all are dismissing that she this is
I
what
can't.
she
What is
does.
it?
She's saying that she think you're dismissing that she's an actress. They give her a wars role, a word. You know about Texas slang, can't say that. They give her
Yeah,
clothes to put on.
Like she like it's not like she only represents herself. She represents an image of Hollywood.
That's
She
right.
works Hollywood. Like you can't dismiss that fact. And do you really
that's
think
true.
it was a
That's true.
coincidence that it happened, or do you think that it's also a distraction that it happened? You know what I'm saying? That's why I said she might not have known what she was wearing, because if this was so like planned, like if this was supposed to happen, she may not have known because their clothes is in the back. Like you're talking to somebody who's in like the music industry. This is what she does. And
Hold on,
so
hold on, hold on. So would you?
that's
So let
why
me
I
ask you
was
this, Mecca.
I can't accept that.
Let me ask you this, Mecca, because I feel you. I feel you, but I'm not buying the fact. I'm not. I don't think. I'm not gonna say I'm not buying. But it's very hard for me to believe that even if it wasn't planned, most of the time when they have outfits, they got multiple ones in the back. So
do you think any of them would
even
have
if
been
it's
better
the
than that?
huh,
Do you think any of them would have been better than that?
I'm sure there was probably one better than the one that didn't have her cheeks out. Like she could have probably had one with more leg out, more shoulder out, or something like that. But
I
sis
doubt
picked
it.
the one that had all her cheeks out, like all of them out. So that's what I'm saying. Even if she didn't know, she specifically went with that particular outfit. That's just crazy.
I doubt
But
it.
on top
Uh,
of that as well, like she said,
So,
she's an entertainer. I know people are saying like you can't justify that. Of you absolutely can, because she didn't just wear the dress. Like I said, she was being serenaded, and she was going with it. Like she was entertaining. Like she looked like she was having herself a good time, and that you can see that's her personality. If y'all follow her, and I don't follow her that closely, but I could just see she's always been that outgoing person, like, and truly entertaining. She's funny. She's always got people laughing, and she just seemed to be herself. So from a man's perspective, yeah, you wouldn't want your woman all up on a man being serenaded, especially by Usher. But entertaining, because I mean, if you just look at y'all said entertaining, what she was entertaining the people that was around her. She was being filmed. Like Usher is right there. They got the cameras on him, and it looked like it was at a concert because my sister went to a concert, Usher's concert too. He had on the same outfit. So I'm pretty sure that was the setting. It looks like she was attending his concert, and the entertaining part comes in because everybody around her was cheering her on, and she was going with it. Like that's where the entertaining
but
part
yeah,
comes
yeah.
in.
So what about? So she don't. It don't click that. Hey, I get it, but I'm in
Right.
a relationship now. Maybe I dance to the song, but I ain't finna be on him.
Right. Right.
See, you
You
can you
got me
can you
there.
can dance and still entertain and dance to the song and he's singing. But when
Right.
you initiating the closeness, now that's a thought in your mind. Now I can see if he's trying to entertain and he get close to you. Okay, you can't control that, but you the one who reached out.
Mhm.
That's right. That's right.
but
They play the
Yeah.
I think
footage,
that's
man.
essentially the
Play the
problem,
footage.
though, because there's too many people encouraging that type of behavior. They cheering it on, they encouraging it, but it's like,
Bring your camera down so we can see you.
yeah, it's real life consequences to that. Yeah,
Hmm.
y'all having fun for the moment, but this gonna. So like, you ain't thinking about me and the baby at home. You just out there just doing whatever.
Mm. This is deep now. As we talk about actors, because women who act and they gotta kiss other people and stuff like that. Is that where y'all think that people? That's why. Do y'all think that's why people saying like maybe maybe he's insecure or something like that because he can't handle it? Cause is that cause that's typically not normal. You know she gonna be on film and movie, kissing other people and things of that nature. Like that's a man gotta, I don't know what he gotta psych himself up to handle that type of stuff. But is that where y'all think the insecurity is coming from? Because other people are saying, hey, this is just a part of her lifestyle.
I'm
Well, I
thinking
don't
it's
think that particular situation, she wasn't getting paid for that. She wasn't getting paid to do that. So that's
Mm.
something totally separate when she's in a movie or a TV show and she's kissing on a man or grind, whatever. That's probably a conversation that they have between each other. Like, I have this role and this is required and I'm getting paid for it. That's probably what it is. However, in this setting where she was at the concert, she wasn't getting paid for it. So it's like, why are you doing all of that? I can see a man saying that, like, why are you, you know,
Wow, that brings up a tweet. I wasn't even gonna play this, but the fact that you said that like that, I wanna show this. Let me see if I can find it. Man, that's interesting. She getting
Brother
paid.
Ben, can I ask a question as well, Brother Ben?
Say it again.
Can I ask a question to the sisters as well?
Yep, yeah, go ahead. Hold
Yeah,
on,
my
wait.
question
Hold on,
is,
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, wait. Let me play this first though, because I want to stay on that point that she just said. Listen to this video.
You know, it baffles me the amount of women that are like, I would never let my husband tell me what to do. I'm not his child. And these same women, they'll go to work. Their boss says, hey, I need you to turn this in by 5 p.m. They say, yes, sir. The HR manager says, hey, I need you to stop saying this to your employees. They say, okay. The trash man says, I need you to put your trash cans beside the road on Wednesday mornings. They say, okay, and they do it. The speed limit sign says, don't go past 65. Guess what? They don't go past 65. The nurse says, hey, you have this condition. I need you to take this medicine. They say, okay. Their single friend will say, girl, you don't need to do this for your husband. You need to tell him this, this, and this. And they say, I can trust you. You're the expert. Literally, everybody else in the world will tell them, jump. And they say, how high? And they do it. But when your husband, who has a covenant with God to protect and provide for you, tells you, hey, I don't think you should do this. Yes, you should do this. No, you should not do this. It's a problem and you're oppressed.
she's
Mm,
speaking
so,
on husbands, not
so,
boyfriends.
so when we think about that now, okay, now we think about that. Now, let's say for example, they are married. All right, here's the example. He is a provider. Now, obviously, she may have a little bit more money than him. I don't know they financial situation. I don't know what he do, but he's her man, and he says, "Hey, I don't think you should do this." But the boss for the movie role says, "This is what we want y'all to wear." What should she do? Cause she getting paid for it. Your thing was, hey, she ain't getting paid for it, so she shouldn't have did it. But what if she was getting paid for it? What do we do?
If she was getting paid for it, then that was between them as a couple. You know, that's just like anybody else in the entertainment industry that gets paid to lay in the bed with their actors, their co-actor or whatever. It wouldn't be no different. But again, because she's not being paid, it was not something I'm sure that they discussed prior to probably caught him off guard. Then it's something completely different.
What about y'all,
that's just
sisters?
paid or not. Like I don't know, because it may have seemed like it was out of nowhere, but it could be an act. Like it could have actually been an act. So if it was out of nowhere, 100% she was out of pocket. But there is a possibility that that was a part of the act. Because how did she get on stage? And why was she on stage? Her
She
out of
Kiki Palmer,
anybody.
she can get on stage. That's easy.
What?
I think she was in the
How,
audience, but
how did
yeah.
she get on stage? And why was she on stage? Is the
She's
question.
Kiki Palmer. She went there based on her Instagram and Twitter. She was there for the concert. And just like any other
Right.
celebrities, just like if celebrities go to a basketball game or whatever the case may be, they're gonna acquiesce for them to get floor seats or you know what I'm saying, all of that kind of stuff. So if Kiki Palmer's in the house and it's announced or Usher gets word or the people around him, they're gonna make sure she get to the front or to the stage so that she can, you know what I'm saying, she can be seen. So,
But why?
she didn't have to do much.
But was did that happen? Was it
What you
announced
mean?
that
Yeah,
she was?
it looked like they had like a they was either on the stage or like their table or their section was up there on the stage. I just watched the video. She was way out of pocket.
But my point is, why her though? That's my point, because there's all types of famous people. It's all types of famous people at these concerts, not just Keke Palmer. So why her? It's the point
Oh
I'm.
well, yeah. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Well, that's what I mean. It looked like their section or their table maybe might have been up there, or whatever the case may be. But you completely right. I mean, you definitely have a point. That could have been a part of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like she could have been a part of the act or whatever. But that's a conversation that they had to have, like everybody else agreed prior to. And again, as everybody said, if you know that the significant other is a artist, a rapper, a singer, movie star, whatever the case may be, they're gonna be doing these different things. These are conversations you have to have prior to this type of stuff happening, so you don't have these things. That's why, and this is why they didn't have a conversation because he wouldn't have never tweeted this. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I
Okay,
would
let's.
say it goes down to the moral and standards of a person too, because just because someone is offered money doesn't mean they're going to accept the role that is given. So it goes down to, are you willing to sell your soul for this, or do you have more standards for yourself?
Man, somebody
Right.
call Auntie Monique. Will Auntie Monique do this? Would she have done this role? Would she have been serenaded on stage while her husband is around? Somebody
Yes.
call Auntie.
He said yes. Okay, we got a tweet up here that says no, he isn't. He is showing his jealousy and controlling side. If she wasn't on that stage being sung to by Usher, he wouldn't have said anything. I am quite sure she was dressing like that when he met her. I bet any money his values are suspect at best. What's your thoughts?
Hmm.
That's a
Y'all,
good
y'all,
Well,
y'all,
point.
y'all think it's jealousy?
I don't know. I don't
but
think
I
it's.
mean,
I don't. It
why
might
is
be
that
though. It
people
depends.
always? Why is that the go-to always though? Like when the man don't agree with something, the first thing people say is he jealous.
Right.
Like they're together. Like why would you want another man touching on your woman? Like I don't understand that.
I think the jealousy part may come in is where he made it publicly, because you can have an issue with it. Again, you can have an issue with it, but I think he should have kept it, privately. But by him addressing it publicly, that shows some kind of slight intent that he was embarrassed and he kind of wanted to push that back on her. That's what I get out of it. He
My
was
thing
trying to,
is real quick.
Thank you, Sister Conisa. Told you. Once he
My
went public, you knew he was emotional.
right, right.
yeah, my thing is though is like if we together, like we already together, you mine's, I'm yours. So I mean I can't be jealous of somebody that I'm already with. Like we already together. What I need to be jealous of? I'm more offended if anything.
Yeah.
It's
I
not. It's
yeah, I agree with that.
mm,
I agree with that. What? Yeah. What? What?
everybody
What? What,
don't. Mm.
what would he be jealous of if he already got her?
Right, and that's the thing. You shouldn't be, but there are still some men out there that are that insecure. Your woman is up there with Usher Raymond, right? Usher Raymond got a lot more status than him. Don't nobody really know him. Like, heck, most people are just knowing him because of this coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody know Usher Raymond. Like, that's Usher Raymond. Like,
All right, well let me ask you a question, Sister Kanisa and Sister Mecca. I'm gonna ask both of y'all a question, right? So for instance, now say if your man was a very popular, famous person, he was a star, whatever, right? Would you want somebody like Megan Thee Stallion giving him a lap dance on stage? And
Would you be
uh,
jealous?
apps.
That would happen.
She might
Go
say, "I
ahead,
said,
sis.
come on,
Go
yeah."
ahead. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
mean, but I'm
sis.
just
Keep it real,
because
Mecca. Keep it real, Mecca.
what?
No, I said keep it real. You was about to go there. You was already
No,
about to go there.
that's not what he does. Like for me personally, my husband is involved in everything. So, but I mean, he helps me though. Like we kind of do this together. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different for me and him. First of all, because morality things, and I would never do something like that, and neither would he. But she was already doing this, so like it's hard to stop somebody from doing something that they was already doing. Like she's already
But
set
it's a hypothetical.
in her
It's a
way. You know
hypothetical.
what I'm
Hypothetically, though, he was famous. A lot of people
saying?
knew who he was. Hypothetically, not your actual husband. We know that's a good brother. We love that brother. But we saying hypothetically, you had a famous husband, and he was on stage at a Megan Thee Stallion concert. They brought him up, and she gave him a lap dance. How would you feel about that?
Megan Thee Stallion would have caught these hands. Okay, we would have.
Okay,
Oh, so you gonna
okay.
beat up? So you gonna beat up Meg? You gonna
Yeah,
beat Meg up? So now we just
yeah.
choosing violence today.
See, we'll see. That's
We
what
just
I'm
gonna choose
saying.
violence.
I
We just gonna
I
choose violence.
wouldn't.
See, this the thing. See, then no. See, this the thing. What y'all don't understand is y'all keep saying because they had the title boyfriend and girlfriend or all this other stuff that he had her. It's clear in the video he didn't have her because she went outside with intentions
Right,
of
right.
not of being seen. So
Mm.
he never even had her, and that's why I said that certain women will try you because they believe they have the leverage. She believes she has the leverage over him, baby or not, respect or authority or not. She feels like she got the leverage over him. So she tried him on with Usher Raymond, and he took the bait, and he cried on social media, and now he's getting the backlash for it. I don't believe he's deserving of any backlash because he's well within his rights to feel the way that he feel, but it's a certain way you supposed to move. Brothers that are
Mm.
under the sound of my voice, listen to what I'm saying. Don't ever do what Darius just did, or you will suffer the consequences that Darius is suffering right now. You have to establish the authority in your household and respect. So, and even if something like this that happens out of pocket, which it shouldn't, if you move it right, then you address it in a particular way so that you can still maintain your your authority and your status. But what happens is when you don't rise above emotion into the thinking of God, like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gives us in Study Guides, right? Number 18. Then you do irrational stuff like he did, and now it makes him look bad, even though he's wrong. I mean, he's not wrong for feeling the way that he feels. She's, wrong for and out of pocket for her actions. But again, there's a certain way that you're supposed to move. He didn't move right. So because he didn't move right, it's looking worse on him than it is on her. So brothers, let this be a lesson. Or
But
you can just
brother,
call
Ben,
me.
I got a
Or brother
question for
Ben.
you, bro. I got a question for
Yes,
you.
sir.
Now, why? Now, if you in a mutual relationship, both of y'all say y'all love one another, right? Why do you have to exert authority for her to step out the house properly? Why, why isn't it in her already to want to do that for her man? Why do you have to exert authority?
No, I'm not saying that you have to exert, like be forceful or you better not wear that. Nah. It's about how you move, how you establish the foundation of the relationship, how you handle her, how you handle everything in the house, how you do all of that stuff as a man. And when you do all that, when she see that and she feel that, then she'll already know. Well, I can. If she showed up at the spot and they had the outfit, oh no, I can't rock that. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a money issue, then she'd get on the phone. She'll handle it how she's supposed to handle it. But she's not gonna have him in the streets looking crazy first, and then try to figure it out on the back end. If she got
Right,
the respect for him that she's supposed to have, that's how you know she
right,
didn't have that. It's not about
right.
like trying to twist her arm or make her do it. It's just about you being a man and handling your business. She gonna automatically be like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do that," because he might feel a certain type of way.
Now, brother Young
Right.
Khan said Darius is simping. You gonna have to you gonna have to come explain that, brother Coach Khan. Go to www.benxlive.com and come explain that. The reason I wanted to do this, I think a lot of y'all had talked about it. Somebody said, "Man, we got better things to talk about than this, man. Why are we talking about this?" I think this is I think all things are lessons. It's out there. It's in the public. It's already being talked about. And I think that what we can learn from this is conversations needs to be had up front. Like there has to be something on the same page. Cam, if your scenario is
true about them beefing on the back end. One, it shouldn't be made public. Because as we see what happens, everybody else gets involved, and now you done deleted your Twitter and things of that nature. So now you have placed other people in your business by putting it out there publicly. Another thing is you a lot of people went back and was looking at, well, hey, you put this out yourself of her. So in these situations, yes, you have the right to be upset, but when you put these things out yourself, when you're filming her yourself and you're, putting this on your story or your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever you put that video at, it's kind of like in inviting, not inviting. It kind of weakens your strength, or weakens your point when you're saying, hey, why are you dressing like this? Aren't you a mom? When you're the one who's kind of encouraging and you putting it out yourself. So with this situation, I know they aren't the only ones who go through this. So another question I had about this situation, I kept hearing people saying, I think you even said it, Sister Mecca, she was like this before. She was like this before. Shouldn't it be no matter how we were before, because all of us done had our ratchet stages, that once you get with someone that those things begin to change?
But
Shouldn't
just
that
like
be
you
like a shouldn't that be like an
said,
expectation? Like when like the reason you are getting with me, like before you got with me, you may have been with multiple men. Just like men be with multiple women. They may sleep, but once you get with that one, you are expected to, now you just with me. So the whole argument of, hey, you knew how I was before, is that really something that we can always stick with? If like if we was to all go how we was before, hell, we may not have no morals or values that we stand on. But once you get with the person, those things come into existence, right?
well, just like you said, he was her stuff before, right? So he might have been hyping her, and so if he was hyping her up, and now all of a sudden, now she has a child, now you're expecting her to act a certain type of way. You just shouldn't do that. If you was hyping me up before we had a baby, you just expected me to change, and that's just not how it works. She also had built a brand. You know what I'm saying? And
So
her
why do
brand,
why do why do certain people, like when men do it? Oh, you doing this? Why do they be like, you got a daughter, but you got a daughter? Why they do that to the men then?
you can't do it to the men. You can't. Because it's like you can't expect somebody to just change. Sometimes it takes life events outside of something happening for you to actually do the change, like a realization. To see your daughter actually going through what you put somebody else through. It might take that. It might take years for you to finally change. It might not just happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? The person has to be inclined to do it.
Desiree say it was okay when she ain't had no behind. She got a behind.
Hey, but I ain't never really saw Kiki Palmer like that, dressed like that before the baby. So I don't know. Y'all probably have to show me something different, but I ain't never really see that before the baby.
I have.
I haven't either seen anything as revealing. Um, but she didn't dress like no saint neither.
Go watch the show Star.
Brother Gerard said, if a man did this and the sister went public, would the reaction be the same?
Hmm.
Well, I think people went off on
No.
people went off on well, I guess his was a little bit more extreme. Went off on Chance the Rapper. I don't know if his woman came out and said anything, but I seen everybody kind of going off on him, and she ain't even say nothing. She ain't even had to say nothing. But
Oh,
his was a little extra though. Like, that was a little bit more contact. Let's do an intermission. We want to hear, as we got people on, we want to hear from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan speaking on a similar. We got Brother Coach Khan then came in. Hold on, we gonna pass it to Brother Coach Khan before we go to the minister. Okay, let's get Brother Coach Khan. Go. Coach Khan is the one who said that he's simping. So you gonna have to explain this.
Can y'all see me?
Yes, sir. We can see you.
Yes, sir.
Look, man, the fact of the matter is, we just gotta call a spade a spade. See, too many people want to pussyfoot around the issue. Darius is yellow belly. to get on social media and cry to the world that his woman is out there for the streets right now. That's just
I
the
told
bottom
you.
line, man. If she respected him, she knows she represent that man. She shouldn't have never walked up on Usher like that, knowing her man is in the cut. Just like Heck of a Mecca said, Megan would have caught them hands. It ain't even about Megan catching hands. No, Darius don't have his situation in check, and his woman is off the leash and wild in these streets. That's just the bottom line, man. She need to go on back in the house somewhere and pipe down for a minute. Now I know some of y'all gonna be mad at me for just saying it like it is, but we know that Darius is just being weak-kneed, yellow-bellied. How you gonna get on social media and cry to the world that I can't control my woman? I got so much little impact on my woman that she just go outside and do what she want to do. No, if she respect you, baby, look here, I ain't gonna do nothing to tarnish the name. I ain't gonna do nothing to disrespect my man in the public eye because I represent you, and we know that a man is judged by his woman. So what does that say about Darius, man? Darius need to come on FOI class. That's what he need to do. He need to come on, let the brothers get with him. Let us show him how he's supposed to handle his business in his household, and we won't even have this conversation. I bet you won't see no headlines like that with Brother Ben ex-wife out there dancing on somebody. I bet you won't see King Cam wife out there like that. I bet you won't see nothing like that. But when you're for the streets, hey man, there's different rules that apply. But even gangsters out in the streets, they ain't finna let they women be out there any kind of way like that. I'm just telling you like it is. So I know some of y'all ain't gonna like that, but hey, it's a tough cookie. Somebody gotta bite it. Back to you, Brother Ben.
Yes, sir. Hey, Trellin Norton, we see your comment. You done said that about 4-5 times. You keep repeating the same thing. We see you. We got it. Forget the outfit. It's the extra hug on another man. We got you. She doesn't value her man. If she did, she'd never embarrass him like that. Cool. We got you. Let's go to a similar a word from the minister. He was speaking on an interview. He was speaking about the condition of the woman. And I think at this time he was speaking about Beyonce, but it's a well-balanced guidance that the minister gave that I think you guys are going to enjoy. We want to give our feedback on what the minister said here. Check this out.
Elijah Muhammad said, where there are no decent women, there are no decent men, for the woman is the mother of civilization. When you have a woman that is ignorant, she doesn't know, but yet she's the first teacher of her child. She's the first nurse of her child. Before the child learns to say God, they say mama. And mama is the agent of God in the rearing of the children. The question is, what does she know? Who is teaching her? Look at Rihanna, look at Nicki Minaj, look at Beyonce. These are some of the most beautiful, well-formed women you could find. Well, in the way of the enemy, and I'm not talking about Jay-Z, I'm talking about the people that set styles. When I was in show business and on television, you could not film me as a calypso artist from here up, but never from here down. If I made a suggestive move, that was not filmed. Today, you strip the woman of her clothes. How can a man think straight looking at the beauty of Beyonce? I mean, come on.
So what do you say to those who
manage them? Help us to be more sane. A man is made into a dog by the way a woman presents herself to a man. There ain't no preacher out there that's holy, that a woman can disrobe herself and the man still think Bible, still think Quran. Hell no. He's thinking woman. And how do you rule a man? You rule him by the beauty of your body and the suggestion of sex. And sex is the joy of a man with a woman. So when you strip a woman down, A man becomes a dog. You don't make him a man. You make him to treat you like an object of sex rather than the creative genius that you are. Ain't no man great without a woman. So how do you change that? You have to educate the managers. Jay-Z is a good man. Jay-Z is a good manager. But now your woman is on display. Do you want men looking at your woman, being tempted by your woman to make advances at your woman? Who wouldn't want to be with Rihanna? Who wouldn't want to be with Nicki Minaj? These are talented women, but you strip them. Then their bodies become the tool that is being used to promote the degradation of the woman and the subjugation of a man. All of this has to change. Why wouldn't a young woman want to be like Beyonce or like Rihanna or like Nicki Minaj or like others? They want fame. They want to be looked at. They want to be admired. They want to be loved. But look how beautiful you look. I'm sitting across from you. You are well covered. Only thing I can see is the beauty of your face. But I know the beauty of your face is a sign of the beauty of your mind. Why should I be tempted by the beauty of your body? I'm not your husband. I'm not your lover. I'm your brother. I'm your father. I'm your uncle.
Ooh, say, give it up for the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, what's y'all thoughts on that, family? Go ahead and give your feedback.
All right.
Well, what?
Look, everybody's speechless. Don't get speechless.
Right.
No,
No,
the
I
sisters
ain't
can go, but
speechless.
I was gonna say.
Said
I'm
bring,
still
I just
digesting
said
everything
bring
you
Brother
said.
Darius to class.
I mean,
Bring the
what you
man to class so we can teach him. And Keke definitely need to be in MGT class so she can learn how to represent and be a strong woman. You can't be outside representing like that because you are playing with the nature of a man. And
That's
man is
right.
not made to exercise nature in the presence of a naked woman. It just ain't gonna happen. I don't care if the minister say he got a Bible and a Quran taped on his back. If that woman coming through, boy, if she's shaking it and she dropping it for the camera, you gonna be trying to go to Pound Town. That's all I'm saying. It don't matter how much religion you
Oh
got. You
my God.
trying to get up. I
Woo.
said,
Man, y'all, he watches too much
See,
BT.
nah, because what brother Coach Khan is talking real. See, we don't want to talk real. We get on, on some of these platforms and we talking about, what she should have been doing and how his mind was and her mind was. But like you said, forget all that. When they get down to the nature, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So what the minister was talking about though is shifting in the culture, right? He's talking about changing now your vision from the vision of and looking at the shape of a woman to looking at the beauty of her mind. But in order to do that, you heard the minister say, you got to help us. See, the black woman has to help the black man to continue to stay sane. Because if you don't help us in that department, naturally we're going to lose our minds. That's what Coach Khan was saying. So the black woman has to be in agreement with helping the black man stay sane. So by covering herself allows us to remain in a state that we can be able to function and be able to interact with one another on a level that is above the waist and not below the waist. But that's a shift in the culture. That's shifting of the minds. That's shifting of how we think as managers, how we think as actors, artists, as we think as entrepreneurs, social media influencers, anybody that's in the spotlight and that has a platform. These are the type of ideas and thoughts that we have to put out into the atmosphere. Brother Ben, we was on the power call and we listened to Mother Tanetta talk about the power of thought and talk about the power of our minds. And if we are putting out these thoughts and these ideas and these vibrations to help clean ourselves up, to help us live above the navel and not below the navel, then we'll be able to see our artists, our entertainers, our sports, our athletes, right, start to change how they operate. But it has to be examples of that, and we have to start pushing that out into the atmosphere on these platforms.
Can I say, Lions of the Messiah too? He just made a good question. He posted, "What do you all say about the sisters who say, well, why should she have to control herself, but he shouldn't have to control himself? Why can't he not be a dog?" Just a question. So I've heard that before. Like a lot of women do say that. So what's y'all thoughts on that?
Because she sets the standard. So regardless, she sets the standard. And like the minister said, where there are no decent women, there are no decent men. And it's not until women learn their value and how valuable they are, and understanding that the value is outside of their body. I mean, because we live in Satan's world, and so she has been diminished to solely being a toy, and that's pretty much
I
it.
can.
And Keke represents that, right? So she is living out. She is a tool for Satan's world, and that is her job. And at some point, it has to come to. I think it was Brother King Cam who said your morality. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to continue to live in Satan's world and push his agenda, or are you going to look within yourself and say, I'm worth more than that? But like, I can't remember who was said, an example, I think it was King Cam. An example has to be given. Um, hey, but if you don't like it, then stop watching it. Because that's the thing. We also give too much attention to the negative stuff. And it's like we're not actively searching for the example. Are we actually looking for an example?
That's a good point. That's a
What
good point. And to oh, go ahead, brother man.
I was gonna say, what I would say to that question about what do we say about, why should she have to control herself? Well, context is key. If we was living in Africa where they had a breasts out and all that type of stuff, and it's normalized, that's different. But as much as we want this to be a perfect world, we live in America where everything is highly sexualized. So when we see a nipple, when we see that thing and it's moving and juggling, come, what type of response you gonna get now. We gonna keep it real. But it's both sides. It's not just a woman. It's also the man. The man shouldn't be going out with them gray pants on tight and that print showing. So we shouldn't be enticing the woman either. So I think that goes both ways. If this is about finding someone who wants you for your mind and not your behind, then you present yourself a certain way. It's kind of like you going around children with candy and you saying they need to control themselves. Man, they like
Right.
candy. You know what they're attracted to. You know what that's going to turn on in them. So I think you just have to recognize where we are. We are in America. You dealing with black men. We see the movies. We turned on by. Naturally, the minister teaches us the man is already inclined to the woman, whether we see your body or not. So let's just keep that all the way. You see a brother see a profile picture and get aroused. So of course, if he see your body now and then the movement of the body, that's going to entice him. So I don't think it's a only her type of thing. It's both and. That's why we're taught.
But
That's why I brought up he shouldn't even be out with his shirt on. I mean, shirt off. So it's both. It's not just a woman be modest thing. It's the man shouldn't be thirst trapping either. So it goes both ways.
what
And that's
amplifies it though, Ben? What amplifies everything though is too many enablers
Mm.
on both sides. You got men who enable and uh who cheer on and oh yeah man I saw you talking to that girl over there knowing that the dude married, knowing he in a relationship. Same thing with the sisters. She doing stuff that she ain't supposed to be doing. She got homegirls like, yeah, girl, go ahead, do your thing. Yeah, you should go ahead and wear that dress, girl. You gonna kill it in that dress, knowing that it's gonna cause a problem in the relationship. Instead of having people in their lives telling them the real, like, nah, bro, that ain't cool. Don't do that. Nah, sis, you in the wrong. You shouldn't do that. But it's too many people enabling this type of behavior and giving it energy and giving it life and they're encouraging this type of degenerative type of behavior.
But brother Ben,
That's
you sparked a thought. I can't remember exactly what you said, but the question is, how did he address her?
Mm.
You want her to be a certain type of way, but when you addressed her, did you address her thinking about her mindset, trying to elevate her mindset, or did you address her in a sexual way that's what you wanted, regardless of whether or not she dresses the way that she dresses, or even if she may be a little loose? You address her because that says a lot about you. What was it that attracted you to her? Was it her mind?
Mm.
Are you trying to elevate her? Because I mean, she is a reflection of you, as it was said earlier. So, how did you address?
Yeah, that's a good point, and that goes in line with what I was saying about all of us. Well, maybe if you was born Muslim or you never did nothing in your life bad or whatever the case may be, but all of us got to look something that we done did before we got right. So all of us got some type of past. So when you approach her, if you approach, like you said, if you approach her on that, how fine she is, well, that's what I'm gonna do naturally. What makes my man happy, I'm gonna do naturally what around, get my man going. So if this is what you came to me on, then I'm gonna keep doing this. But if it was, you are fine now, but your mind, you are fine though. But what I'm more so interested in is this, and that's really just a bonus. Then I think that helps a person come on around that corner that you want them to get to where, I mean, because you still want her to be fine now, but just be fine here. You ain't got to be fine out there and doing all that in front of them.
Hey,
And
and furthermore,
I'm
go ahead,
sorry, I
sister.
mean, it made me think about the minister and what he said how a woman wants to please a man, and whenever she pleases a man, you'll see a smile from ear to ear. So if you are pleased with righteous behavior, if you are pleased with her having a certain type of mindset, she's gonna want to continue to please you because it pleases her. So if you are expecting that from her, then that is the angle that she is going to go in, or that is the way that she's going to go. She's going to want to be that way so that she can please you.
Man,
Okay,
I
let's let,
wanna, I
let, let
wanna.
brother let brother Coach Khan go. Then you go.
Yes, sir.
The, we are taught that the woman is the heaven of man. And
Mm.
if there is no heaven there, then there is no heaven. What man in his right mind gonna look at heaven, move on the dance floor? What man gonna look at heaven and that thing when it's thinking? Ain't no woman when that thing is thinking, man. Y'all come on now. I wish somebody was listening. Y'all know what time it is. A man don't want to die to get to heaven when he see you twerking some, shaking some, moving some. You are pulling on something in him that he can't resist. Since y'all know y'all got that's a superpower y'all got. That's why it's at an all-time high right now. But the only problem is it's not a lasting situation. It only lasts for a few minutes. It's a smash and grab. It's a hit and run type of situation. And after you done show what you're working with, he don't want to be with you. He just wanted to make you a rest stop. But when you make yourself a rest stop, you can't blame a man for not wanting to live there because you advertised it and it was just a rest stop. But if it wasn't for sale, you shouldn't have put it on the auction block. I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000. And the root of it goes back to us as men. The stronger we become if we have that power and that discipline to resist it. Oh man, now we become even more appealing because that woman says that I can't tempt that man with my body, so I got to raise it up another notch. But if he's a natural man, he's gonna want what he's looking at, but don't show him what he don't have access to because he gonna try it every time. So you better put something on his mind, otherwise he gonna walk out with your behind, and you gonna be the one at home stuck with them babies raising them children, chasing that man after child support, saying, Lord, I wish I had somebody to take care of these seeds that I allowed that man to plant inside my secret garden. Oh, you should have had a gate up around it. We wouldn't even have that problem. I'ma just be quiet right now because what's understood ain't even got to be explained. Boy, y'all lucky that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is giving it to us in such a diplomatic way. I'm I'm an entry level Muslim, brother Ben. I'm still working on. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna give it all nice and diplomatic like he would. But some of us, we don't need it smooth. We need it raw and uncut, and that's why that video is going crazy that I just put on Instagram right now. Just asking the people, do you see it? And it's showing Megan the Stallion and Sexy Red and Janelle Monae out there with them things out there thinking, and we wonder why you can't get no respect. You wonder why a man don't honor you because you ain't giving him nothing to honor. You showing him what's available at the neighborhood yard sale. And you can't expect him to value that when it was a secondhand product to begin with. Come on, man, I'm be quiet. I'm finna get somebody in trouble on the line right now. Hey, Cam, bail me out, man. I'm getting in trouble on here.
Oh no,
This
I got you, brother. I got you. And I just I want to say that go ahead, brother Ben.
I was gonna say this makes me think of two quotes that we hear the minister teach us that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that every no good woman, now this finna braid some heat now. Every no good woman was made that way by a no good man. But he also says where there are no decent women, there is no decent men. So how do we, as it come to these type of situations, because again, for me, these type of celebrity situations, I want to use them as lessons. It's not about them personally. We all have mistakes. It's more about the principle. But where does that come in that every no good woman was made that way by a no good man? But also where there are no decent women, there will be no decent men as we talk about these type of situations.
Yes, sir. That's a beautiful segue because it has to be we have to hold each other accountable. We have to, as men, hold each other accountable in these situations. So brother Coach Khan, he talked about it. I think brother Malcolm hit on it a little bit, right? It's about accountability as men. So let me see something, brother Ben, because I think uh okay, I don't know if you can hear this or not. Let me know. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you can hear that. Yeah, but we have to be accountable as men because it's extremely important. Because if we start to hold each other accountable, then from there we'll start to see a difference in the behavior. So let me see something. Can you hear this?
Me because
Yeah.
we and he tried to talk to these women, but he
This
married.
how I feel.
And I told him, hey, bro, you need to cut that out. He told me, man, why you hating, bro? Well, I ain't hating. I ain't tell you to walk down that aisle. I ain't tell you introduce me to this woman and you go get that ring on your finger. Got me out on this wedding, spending all this money to come to y'all wedding to watch.
Oh dang. Good God Almighty, what I done did?
You can't hear it no more.
Man, I done exit that thing off.
What you do? What happened?
Whoa, man, I done messed up the whole background, man. Hold on, let me see something. Bring it back. Do it one more time.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, try to.
My homeboy got mad at me. Now he ain't talking to me because we in the club and he tried to talk to these women, but he married. And I told him, hey, bro, you need to cut that out. He told me, man, why you hating, bro? Well, I ain't hating. I ain't tell you to walk down that aisle. I ain't tell you introduce me to this woman and you go get that ring on your finger. Got me out on this wedding, spending all this money to come to y'all wedding to watch you come in this club and cheat and mess it all up. That's my money I spent on your wedding. I spent my money on your wedding. And I spent a lot of it too. We all in Vegas and all of that, all these casinos, and I'm spending all of my money. Nah, y'all stand together. You the one introduced me to this lady. Got me calling her sis all the time. And all I'm not gonna be lying in this woman face. Boy, you better go get you a drink. I pay for it. Get you a drink and sit down somewhere, bro, because you ain't finna. Nah, I spent too much money on y'all wedding.
See, that's the type of accountability we gotta have, brothers. We gotta have that type of accountability, man. When you see your brother out of line and out of pocket, you gotta let him know how much money you spent on the wedding and all of that kind of stuff, and say, look, the money ain't going down the drain. Just on the principle of the fact that I got children at home, and we can't allow this type of behavior to continue to go forward, family. So that's the type of accountability that we have to have, and when we have that accountability, then we'll start to see the behavior change.
Yes, sir. Now wrap that up to what how that applies to the situation.
Absolutely. So it applies to the situation because first of all, his homeboys should have had a collar, should have had a tight grip on him when this whole thing was going down. Because brothers know we have our conversations with our close homeboys and things like that. So they knew their man was on the rail anyway with the situation. They knew his situation was rocky. They knew the boat was already shaking anyway. They're like, bro. And it like, look, if she go out here and do something, this, you know what I'm saying? You can't get emotional because this ain't the first time he done did that. He done probably done screamed at her. He probably done cried. She'd probably been out. She probably did a movie. He done came home. She done came home. He was crying and all that kind of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So he been emotional. This ain't the first time it happened, and his boys had to check him. So the thing is, we have to make sure in this particular situation, like, bro, this is how this gonna move. That's why you always gotta have that OG or that vet in your camp that's gonna show you, like a Coach Connor, like, look, bro, this was about that. This is potentially could happen. This how you need to move and how you need to handle that situation. Again, it's the accountability so that we are really our brother's keepers. Because his homeboys kind of let him get out there on that limb, and that's not how your brother's keepers supposed to have you operating out here in these streets. So you supposed to be schooling each other. The older ones in the crew supposed to be giving game and supposed to be letting the younger ones know this how you supposed to operate when it comes to the women. These are the different things that's supposed to happen. So again, that's that brotherhood, that's that camaraderie. I don't think brother really necessarily had that, or if not, he just broke away and was just his own doing his own thing. But this is what happened. So if we can have that same camaraderie, if we could have get around brother Darius right now and tell brother Darius, this is what we need. We need you to get the number one FOI class next Monday, right? We need you there, brother. We need to get you there. Then after that, we need to be helping him through the relationship aspect of what's going on, what's really going on, and how can we start to turn the ship around. Because right now, the way him and Keke operate, clearly they're not on the same path. They're not on the same wavelength. So because of that, there has to be an intervention.
Brother Ben, to speak to your question about there's no such thing as a no good woman. She was made no good by a no good man. To me, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a brother, that it's a cousin, that it's a father, that it's an uncle, it's a grandfather. It's also Satan.
Mm.
So she was made no good, by no good man. We live in Satan's world, and the only way to fix it is through the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is why 75% of the work is with the woman. Where there are no decent women, there are no decent men. This is why she is the basis of cultivation. She is what creates a righteous world. It starts through her womb. It starts through her mind, not just her physical womb, but through her mind as well. Um, so it's like there are no where there's no good women, there are no good men. So now you have Allah who has come and has given the teaching to teach the woman how to be of God's world. So we're in Satan's world and we've been taught by Satan. But now the MGT are being taught how to be God's in God's kingdom. And so she is the basis of a new civilization.
That's deep. That's deep. Sister Alexia, you got anything you want to add?
I think Sister Mecca broke it down. But yes, no, I agree that it starts with a woman. It definitely does. And piggyback off of what was said earlier, um, about
Camelback.
the company veggie back, turtle back. Off of what was said earlier about the company that you keep, it's a responsibility of you to keep the proper company. So if you having somebody around you that's like, oh, that looks great on you, knowing full well it's going to start a whole argument with your spouse, then that goes back to the type of people that you are around. It says in the word that um, bad company corrupts good morals. So going back to that and going back to the nature, we have gotten so far away from who we actually are. This is why we need the teachings to bring us back into the knowledge of self.
Yes,
And I
sir.
also have a question that was posed in the chat by Edmund. He said, if a woman chooses a man who's not providing as much as she is, does he not have enough value to speak on his action, on his lady's actions?
Coach Khan.
Well, that's already a problem because he ain't paying the cost to be the boss. We know that in this world, Satan puts the woman on display. And if he emasculates the man by the man not being able to provide and maintain for her, then that makes the man's voice get a little softer. That makes him put on nail polish. That makes him tiptoe through the house because he don't want to ruffle no feathers, and her voice is being filled with testosterone now because she's playing it's role reversal. He walking around softer. He walking around softer than a silk pillow on a Saturday night. That's his problem because when you talk about a woman, you talking about responsibility. And we should not even approach a woman if we not able to do what it takes to be the provider and the maintainer of her physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We are the bedrock. And newsflash, y'all, no woman can respect a man that she can walk over, that she can try, that she can take advantage of him. She cannot respect him. It might be good in the beginning, sister, when you say, oh, I'm finna go on his wallet. Yeah, I'm finna. You don't want to lay up in the bed with that man for too long because you can't respect what you can run over. You want a man that's gonna say, all right now, he put that look on you, and you happy to get checked. Every woman want to be checked in the right way, brother Cam. They want that man that's gonna say, look here, you know what time. Look, you see Sister Heck of a Mecca laughing right now, because you know I'm telling the truth. A woman
Bro,
don't want to run over, that she can just tell him what she gonna do. That's out of her nature. That's out of her character to be a man's boss. His nature teaches him he's in authority. He has to level himself up so he can earn the right to wear the crown. If he can't wear the crown, he don't need to approach no woman yet because she will try you in every way possible to see if she can buck you. And if she can buck you, she will not submit to you anymore. But if you can rule her with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, she's happy to be under your rule. That's when you're going to get that baked salmon. That's when you're going to get them jerk chicken. Oh yeah, that's when you're gonna get that bath water ran. That's when you're gonna get that back rub because you doing what you supposed to do as a man. I wish somebody was listening, man. Y'all need to report the FOI class on Monday for the brothers and come on out to the sister class on Saturday, man, so they can teach you the art and science of being a woman, and we can teach you the art and science of how to be a man in this wicked world where Satan divides the house and keeps us against one another. But our unity is more powerful than an atom bomb, and it ain't nothing that the enemy can do that can divide us and stop us if we first would submit to the wisest God that ever lived and follow his representative, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. And Brother Ben, you might want to put a link up. I just read the article today where the Honorable Louis Farrakhan said that men of this world do not desire a righteous woman. This is how you can tell what kind of man you dealing with, sister. If he only like you when you got that thing thinking, if he only wants you when you dropping it like it's hot, then you better know you ain't dealing with God's man. You dealing with a man that is thoroughly impacted by the mind of Satan. He's only gonna turn you out to the extent that he's been turned out. I'm just in with that, man. I don't look. I'm in the grocery store, y'all. Y'all see? I stopped in the grocery store to get on this call, man. Y'all was dropping so much heat, King Cam, I had to sit down, man, and just throw my 2 cents in. So if y'all don't mind, I'd like to get in the car and take some of this chicken and go home and give me some jerk sauce and throw it on and do something before the night is over with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to
man,
let
we
the Honorable
appreciate
Minister
you, brother.
Louis Farrakhan answer that question. Sister, let's hear what he said.
When I was a little boy and I had a girlfriend, she couldn't spend her money. Sometimes she had more than me. But when all my money was
Can't
done,
hear
I
it.
spent for both of
The
us
sound is low. The
apples
sound is real low.
from the ice cream
Is it?
world was
Yeah.
one thing that we would do. I would not.
Really? The sound is low?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
All right. Everybody mute yourself real quick. It should be good now. Let me see.
When I was a a little boy and I had a girlfriend, she couldn't spend her money. And sometimes she had more than me. But when all my money was done that I spent for both of us to have ice cream from the ice cream parlor or some little thing that we would do, I would not let her spend her money on me. Because a real man don't let a woman take care of him. Can no woman love a man that she's taken care of? You become her child. Her voice is stronger than yours in the house. So don't even try to boss her around, because she the boss. And she knows it even if she don't say it. This bum, he don't have a job.
Minister, you ain't never lie.
I ain't never lied.
Listen, I'm so glad it's coming from you.
But my sister, this is real.
Yeah.
Kodak and Houston, it was just hype.
So there it is, family. That's right from the minister right there.
Right from the minister, bro. And I was just going to veg back off what Coach Khan said. Like, you know, sometimes, man, you just got to start when you in a household, because I'm in a household full of women. And what you have to do, the minister said this, that women are going to try you and that women are a trial for you. So she knows she the boss. If you don't have the leverage, she know she the boss without even saying it. So sometimes you gotta literally just start bucking stuff in the house. You gotta just start shutting stuff down. You gotta shut stuff down just to let her know, like, nah, we ain't doing none of that. I don't care what you talking about. We not doing none of that. Because she'll do certain things just to see what she can get away with. Oh shoot, he diplomatic on that. Oh, okay, he won't let me do this, or we can talk about that. Sometimes some things is not negotiable. Some things is not a conversation, can't even be had about it because I'm just not standing for it as the man in this house. See, and when you do that a couple of times and she done tried you, she like, oh, okay. All right. He got some testicular fortitude about him. I can respect him now. You see what I'm saying? But she gonna try you until she see you put your foot down, which will then in her nature allow her to incline to you and submit to you as the man of that household. But if you just letting everything slide, you know, because a lot of brothers is like that today. It's a 50-50, you know, I don't make, you know, it's 50-50 because of the economy and all of that kind of stuff going on. So, you know, because it's 50-50, then it's equal voices in the house and all that kind of foolishness. Nah. Because again, her nature is to try you to see what she can get away with. And to see if you're going to step up and be like the God and set the atmosphere. And set the atmosphere in your house the same way that the sun sets the orbit for and establishes the order in the universe. See, the God established the order of the universe, not the universe established the order for him. So the women and the children can establish the order in your household. You got to establish the order in the household and give everybody their mathematics in their order, in their orbit, so that everything will fall in line under the law. Because the minister said that the law is love. So if you can't love the law, then you ain't really in love anyway. But as a man, you can't be afraid to lay down the law because sisters will respect the law if she see you stepping up to the plate.
Sister Heck, what's your thought?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I've experienced both. Being with my husband who completely takes care of everything, and being with somebody who I was the one that was working. And I will say, yeah, yeah, it was almost like my child, and to the point where I felt like I was almost controlling him.
See,
Like, no, you
see,
go
told you.
with your friends. No, you can't do this. No, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, first of all, where you getting the money from? Okay, um, but
There you go. See, there you go.
um, and it's sometimes men is like, well, I don't want to be with a woman yet until I get this in check, until I get that in check. Or, I don't want to marry her. But the law of the universe, the first law is motion, and a woman is willing to be with you, and she willing to submit, even if you ain't got all your stuff together. She is willing to submit as long as you're moving. The second law is order. And
Order.
so once you get it in order, right, everything is gonna fall. Everything is gonna fall in place. She'll be with you for a while you in motion. You may not have everything in order, but once you get it in order, she 100% is going to submit. So facts, facts.
Hey, brother Ben, do we have some time to get some people from the audience? Anybody else from the audience love to chime in, call in, get a perspective, want to add a little bit to the conversation?
Yeah, let me see here. If y'all wanna add into the conversation, just call this number that you see on the screen right there. Call that 903 number. Let me pull it up. Yep, y'all can call in right now. So if anybody wanna call in for this last segment of the show, you guys can call the 903-347-8446, and it should come on up.
And I will
Uh
say real quick, King Cam, to your point when you was talking about a woman will try you, I would say that women even try their men without us even realizing that we're doing it. Like it just happens so naturally. It's not like we're like, yeah, I'm about to try him and see how he gonna react. I mean, sometimes we do that, but other times it really is just like natural, and it's like you're not trying to do it, you're not thinking about doing it. It just happens.
Absolutely. No, you absolutely correct. And that's why as a man, that's why FOY class is so important, because then you can pick up on that. And she can ask you something, or she can say something, and then you can hear it, and then you can be like, hold on. She trying me, because she ain't just asked me that for real though. She trying me right now. You know what I'm saying? So you able to kind of pick it up, and then you able to deal with it accordingly. But the men's class is so important. The teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, so important, because the men today, as Dr. Wesley talks about, the chemical assault on the black man is so heavy that you don't even have the amount of testosterone in your body to stand up and to assert yourself as an alpha male. You literally are operating on epsilon male energy, and you only become an alpha when it's coming against your own people in a negative way. But you never stand up to the enemy or even assert yourself in your household as the alpha dominant male in your household. So yeah, but you're absolutely right.
And just a
Sister, oh,
comment.
brother West in the East said he asked you, Sister Mecca, why did you? He said, why is that? Why do women try men, even knowingly or unknowingly?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's a part of our nature because she needs to make like first of all, how are you going to respond? Because how you respond dictates how you going to treat me, and so it's to see how
Oh,
you going to. It's to see, is he really who he say he is? Is he really about what he say he about? Are you really going to protect me? Are you really, are you going to provide for me for real? Are you going to provide for our children or whatever the case may be? So again, in some instances, you really don't even realize that you're trying him. So it's like you can't give a reason why, but there are some times where you're like, okay, let me see, like he said, like see what can I get away with? What is he going to allow? But it's how at the end of the day, are you going to be able to do for me? Are you going to be able to do more for me than I can already do for myself? Are you going to be able to do more for me than what my father did for me?
we got a
Are you going
caller.
to
Got a caller. Can y'all welcome to the Brother Benez podcast. What's your name? Where you calling from? Can y'all hear her or no? Y'all can't hear her.
No, we can't hear her.
Okay, one second. Say something again, sister.
This is Sister Astrid Muhammad.
Okay, they can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Assalamualaikum family. All right. I don't want to be long, but I've been on the chat, for basically the whole time, and I'm reflecting on myself personally, and that's the reason why I put down that fathers, brothers, family members, in particular, need to help with the raising of these girls. It's something that's very needed, and I see there's a lot of issues where there are mothers that are trying to keep the fathers from being with the children, especially girls. Is something that I noticed, and that's a horrible thing. that our future is a little shaky on that, and we need to help brothers be able to have time with their daughters so their daughters can see what true love is from a man, unconditional love, true love, just in general, how men act, how to deal with those type of relationships. And also, they need to know how to be protected because, others that are not family, even some family members are horrible, where they will take advantage of a child, a girl in particular. Not that they don't do it to boys, but we need to protect them where they don't be violated. And also, just in general, I'm thinking about the topic that we were talking about in the beginning about Miss Kiki, if there's anyone that can reach out to them, my desire is that we reach out to them to help them to become a better person because that's our duty as a Muslim to, teach and train. So may Allah bless us to reach out to them, someone, and get their attention and teach them so that we won't keep having the same conversations about the misbehavior because me as an older woman, I'm going on 60 and I don't want it to become a pain that I carry within my soul because that would bother my body. And I need to get happy as I get older. I need to be um, knowing that the baton will be passed on to the younger generation and things will be better. I don't want to be an old woman in this world and got the same twerking and jerking and foolishness going on. So may we change this world for the better and may Allah bless us to be successful in the changes. That's all I want to say. Thank you, beloved brother Ben. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you. Ooh, deep.
Can I say something to her point?
Yep, go ahead.
Um, it just made me think about, and I hate to say it, but a lot of black sisters, it seems that we're the only ones to look at, you know, the way that a man protects us as a negative thing. We look at it as control. And like we said earlier, you have to have some sense of control because it is. But we don't understand the value behind a man protecting us. We don't, for whatever reason, it's like, no, he's not going to have this control over me. He's not going to tell me what I can and can't do. We're the only ones that think like that. Other cultures and whatnot, is taught to them, this is the proper way how you should carry yourself. This is the proper way you talk to a man. This is the proper way you respond. This is the proper way you act at home and abroad, right? Um, but we don't have that. So it is important for us to have these talks with our daughters and teach them, you know, this is how you should be responding and carrying yourself around men, period. So that's just what my thinking is. So what she had to say.
Do y'all think that there is a cause see one of the tweets said that something about control. Do women have a have a problem with the word control? And if
I
so,
think.
why?
Oh, I want the sisters
I
to answer
would
this. Control. Yeah, put it on the floor again.
I would say okay, before I had the true understanding of why it's necessary to be controlled and control, you can't be protected without being controlled, right? But a lot of women think, and I at one point I've had that thinking where nobody wants to be everybody wants some sense of um I wouldn't say ownership, but some sense of being able to be themselves, right? And act themselves. For a lot of times, people have grown up with controlled by their mothers or um authorities, right? So I would say it can stem from that, right? Nobody wants that necessarily control of telling what people should do, how to dress, how to act, how to wear. People want to do their own thing, right? But they have to understand that it's not coming from, a negative space when a man wants to your spouse wants to control you. It's coming from a place of love because that's what it is. He loves you enough to say, baby, this ain't, I know how men are. This ain't what you should be doing. So um I would just say it just boils down to not I think it's a little bit in everyone that they don't want to be controlled. Um, so yeah.
I want
I
to say
also
this.
agree.
I, I want to say this to the question that was posed from Brother West in the East. Um, the reason why women try us is because God tries us. It's in the nature of the God to try us, right? And the minister said that you don't know who and what you are until you've been tried. So through the trial is how you learn who you are and what you are and what you have to work on through the trial. So this is what the part of the job of the woman to do is to try the man to constantly help him to bring himself up to the standard of God. That's the purpose of the trial, because if he gets comfortable at a particular point and she doesn't continue to push and add that pressure, then he'll become comfortable in that particular area and never grow. So that's why the trial is there. And to the
And
control
Sakisha
piece,
made a good point. She said
go ahead.
there's good control and bad control. I agree with that.
Who said that?
Sakitra Breon in the comments.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
So,
also,
I think women don't like the control word because the trauma of all of the bad control that has taken place.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
bad control that's taking place. You have a lot of narcissistic men who have taken the word control out of context. When you get into a lot of the domestic violence situations, those are dealing with narcissistic men who believe that women to be controlled and to be objects, and have abused them, have physically abused them, have sexually abused them, have mentally and verbally abused them. So when women come out of that, people have been verbally abused by their parents, right? So when people come out of that and they hear the word control, it's like a trigger. So it goes back to what we were saying too, Brother Ben, in the power call about the auditing and why that's so important, because we have to get past those traumas that stop us from really reaching our full potential.
and I believe that us as Black people have PTSD from slavery, so that goes
Mm-hmm.
back to having a sense of powerlessness that we don't want to experience with
Mm-hmm.
any other relationships. So, as women in particular, no, we don't like to not have any sense of control. But, like Sister Cole said, if you understand and relearn what it means, then you'll be more open and willing to submit to it.
I feel like women have become so loose that it's almost like we're living in a primitive state, and we have to be trained away from that. It requires um, change on your behalf, on the person's behalf, because just like a man is supposed to have control for protection, it's the same way with God. And people like, God, he just won't be in control, but through the control of the law is how God protects you. So through the control of a man is how it's supposed to protect you. It's laws and stuff put in place that are proactive instead of reactive to keep you safe. But because we have become so loose, control is really, good control, not bad control. Good control will make you better. Um,
Is it
but we
because
live,
one don't want to accept that they may be out of control?
yeah,
True.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Don't
Mm.
nobody want to think
Oh.
they're wrong. Everybody want to be right.
No, that's a good question. And you notice this question or pushback about control only comes up in relationships. Don't
Mm.
nobody have no argument when they talking about the laws of the land.
Right,
That's a level of control. You just don't run
right.
out here and just be speeding and driving how you want to drive, or you just don't walk up in the store because you don't have no money and take whatever you want to take because that's just how you feel. And if you do that, there's consequences and repercussions for that. But you notice that there's never any pushback really when it comes to laws and control until it has something to do with relationships. And now everybody got to be free, and You know, it's all about the individuality and the personality and how I feel and all this kind of stuff. When you actually living in a world that has laws that keep things under control for the most part. When you go to work, you can't just do what you want to do. You listen to what your supervisor tell you to do, right? And that goes to the video Brother Ben played earlier when she was like, "Well, you don't want to listen to your husband asking you to do, but you listen to everybody else."
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and close this thing out. We've been on this thing nearly 2 hours. I think it was pretty good dialogue. A lot of good principles. A lot of good points was made. Uh, I think some lessons can be learned from this. I think we talked about courtship, getting on the same page. Making sure that you're leading by example. So there was a lot of good things I think that came out of this. So we're gonna let each of us close out. So we're gonna start off with okay, well he just left. So we gonna get to Sister Heckova, then Sister Alexia, then Sister Konisa. Let us know where we can follow y'all on social media and what y'all got going, things of that nature.
Yes, sir. You can follow me at Hecava, HECAVA_Mecca, MECCA 22. You can find me on all streaming platforms. I am a singer, rapper, songwriter. Um, my latest album is out called Young Gods on all streaming platforms, but I also do have a digital form and I have a physical copy as well. So yeah.
All right, Sister Alexia.
Yes, sir. You can follow me on social media at Intellex. That's INTELEXX on all social media platforms. I am an entrepreneur and I have an entrepreneur agency, D&D for Artists. We connect so many things to help promote your unique artistry. So if you are an artist, come my way. I'll do what I can to help you.
Indeed, indeed. Sister Konisa.
Yes, sir. So I have two different platforms. I am on Instagram under Coney KHONI_arts. I am an artist, so I do painting and pictures, drawings. But then I'm also building up my TikTok. It's the How to Eat to Live Girl, where I just post recipes and information in regards with the How to Eat to Live book by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So follow me on either of those platforms.
Brother King Cam.
Yes, sir. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Brother King Cam. I am the host and founder of the Shifting the Culture podcast, as well as a teacher and an entrepreneur. So just tap in, family, with the movement. I assist people with breaking into tech. So if you're looking to get into the tech industry, you can follow me, and I can help you take that tech bag that into entrepreneurship and be able to diversify your portfolio and just tap in, family. Be on the lookout for all things shifting the culture. And man, back over to you, brother King. I mean, brother Ben X. I'm gonna send it back to myself, boy.
All right. And of course, my name is Brother Ben X, man. You can follow me on all platforms at Brother Ben X. Follow me on Threads, new social media platform that just came out, same Brother Ben X. We have a free MVP challenge that we have coming up this month by going to www.themvpchallenge.com. You can register, and we're going to be showing you guys how to create your own digital product and get you a little page where you can start to sell on that fifth day. So we're gonna walk you through and hold your hand each and every day. But other than that, man, I'm building the YouTube back up. Every morning we do the power call. The power call is something that we do to start our day off right with something spiritual, something to get our minds right. We study the teachings every Monday through Friday. You can text the word nation to 833-276-7174. And we get on Zoom every morning, study together, share feedback, and grow together with people all over the world. So thank you all for listening, and y'all have a blacktastic night. Peace.
Peace.